Hello, Captains. This is the Doctor, and I want to give you a little bit of channel news. If you haven't noticed, it's been a few days since the last video, almost a week actually, and I want to explain that lag in content and also explain why the next couple of weeks may also be a little bit slow. There will be new content, but it will be a little bit slow. I just want to dispel any concerns that, I'm not going to focus on or do anything with Star Trek Online in the interim while we're waiting for Artifacts to come out on the 25th. I am for sure going to be doing more Star Trek Online videos between now and then, and I will continue to do so. But there are a couple of things that has caused the delay that you just saw. Sometimes these things can happen, so just bear with me as I work through them. One of the things is that I caused this problem myself. I didn't accidentally, I purposefully upgraded my software. I upgraded to the latest Adobe Photoshop Elements, Premiere, and Photoshop, the new version 15 that just came out. I always keep up to date on those softwares. I use them heavily, not just on YouTube, but on my daily job. I use Photoshop a lot. So these programs I'm very familiar with. Well, at least I thought I was, because I wanted to start the organizer clean and fresh when I put on this new software. So when I uninstalled the old Photoshop and Premiere, well, this is my fault. This is totally my fault. I accidentally deleted the entire contents of the organizer album. And if you're not familiar with Photoshop or Premiere, basically it stores everything in an organizer by default. And I say accidentally, but I could have chosen not to do this, but for some reason I was stupid, didn't read the dialogues correctly. I accidentally deleted the source content. That means all of my source original Photoshop files that I use for YouTube specifically are gone. That means all the screenshot templates that I had set up for YouTube videos are gone. That means, in fact, you will notice this video and the last one I just posted does not have an intro or outro video. That's because I deleted my intro and outro video, not just the files that create the things in Premiere, but I also deleted the video itself that was already rendered. What a stupid thing to do. So, yeah, you know how that goes sometimes. I store everything on a secondary hard drive system, but still, that's where it was connected to in the organizer. Apparently, I thought it wasn't, but you see, it was. And that was my mistake. I didn't really read into that far enough, and so it deleted all my source material, and there's no way of getting that back. So what that means is a little bit of a delay, because I have had to recreate all of my screenshots that I use, screenshot templates for YouTube. I have to recreate all of them for each new video that I put up. So if things may look slightly different, slightly tweaked, maybe a little more refined since the last ones, but I have to recreate those. In addition, I've got to recreate an intro and outro video, so that's something that I'm going to have to do. So for now, there's not going to be an intro or outro video for a while until I can recreate that. Not that it's really necessary to have those. I kind of like them, but I like to keep them short. And I like the little, music that plays, because I like that Mirror Universe music a lot in Star Trek. But anyway, those will come later once I make new ones. For now, just no intro and outro videos. So that caused a little bit of a delay, a little bit of anger on my part. The second thing is that I have been doing a lot in Star Trek Online so that I can make more videos. As you know, grinding in Star Trek Online is a thing. You have to do a lot of grinding to accomplish a lot of goals. And I want to make new videos for y'all to show you new things in Star Trek Online, especially since the Agents of Yesterday expansion, but you know how that requires a lot of time grinding. For example, I am right now, and I can show you on this character, this is the Doctor, he's my science character. I am working on the Temporal Defense Reputation. This is the new Reputation that just came out, the latest one. And as you can see, here I am working on tier 5 of that Reputation. I've been working on it since the start. This is where I'm at right now. So it takes a long time, of course, to complete. So however many days I have left, to get up to tier 5. But the point of this is that I'm going to make a video all about the Temporal Defense Reputation, or Temporal Defense Initiative Reputation, once I unlock tier 5. Once tier 5 is unlocked, I can go in and show you what gear is available at each tier, all the gear that's available. We can go into the store and see what items are available. And I can talk about how good I think this Reputation is compared to some of the other Reputations, obviously, that have been out for a long time. I have been building up on this character because I am experimenting right now with that set. So you will see here, I've got the Temporal Defense Initiative Deflector. I've got the Temporal Defense Initiative Combat Impulse Engine, the Temporal Defense Initiative Overcharged Warp Core. I don't have the shield yet. That'll be once I unlock tier 5. But I also have the Advanced Temporal Defense Chronoton Beam Array, the Temporal Defense Chronoton Torpedo, and then the console, which is this one. Yes, Chronoton Drive Actuator. Yeah, that's part of the Temporal Defense Armaments. So all of that is from the Temporal Defense Reputation. So I'm going to be able to, in that video, show you and talk about the space set, the space gear of that Reputation, of this Reputation. But I don't have the ground set yet, but in the future I will. But I'm still going to make the video to show you what I do have for the space set, and then to show you what you can get in the Reputation once it's all unlocked, to see if you may want to go forth and unlock it yourself and get that gear. And then once I get the ground gear, I'll go back, I'll maybe make another video about the ground gear on this Reputation. But the point is, I want to do some videos on this Reputation since it's the latest one. So I just got to finish unlocking it before I can do that. And as you know, that just takes a lot of grinding. Every day I got to go in and set that daily and make sure I get enough temporal marks. And you know how that goes. So I can't really make videos about that until it's done. The other thing is that each tier you unlock has these messages from another time pop up. There will be 5 of them. This is part of a continuing storyline that you can go to DS9 and listen to when you unlock each of these tiers. I want to make a video about that as well. So once I unlock the final tier 5, I'll make a video that has all 5 of these storylines in it, and we'll go listen to all of them and see what that story's all about. So that should be interesting. So those are several videos right there just on this one Temporal Defense Reputation system. But of course, to get to that point, it's just a lot of grinding. So that's one thing I've been doing, is doing that, working on getting the gear and playing around with it so I can actually bring something to you. The other thing is I'm going to have a video on my other character, my Agents of Yesterday character, or Agents of Yesterday, 23rd Century Starfleet faction character, Ruby Rose. I've been working on her, leveling that character, and I planned to do a Tier 5 ship review. Bring this up here, and I just want to show you that I still have the Temporal Battle Cruiser. This is the Ranger class Tier 5 starship, not Tier 6. This is Tier 5, but I am level 60 on this character, and I have finally upgraded everything to the Terran Reputation. I've got the Terran Task Force Deflector, the Terran Task Force Impulse Engine, Terran Task Force Warp Drive, and the Terran Task Force Covariant Shield, and the Terran Task Force Photon Torpedo, and the Terran Task Force Disruptor Beam Array, and last but not least, the Terran Task Force Ferrofluid Hydraulic Assembly. So I have the complete space sets of the Terran Reputation on this ship. That's both of them. That's everything in space you can get for this ship. And so what I'm going to do is make a video reviewing this ship with this gear on it, now that it's all Mark 14 and I'm at a place where I can actually do that. That's just one thing I've been working on. So that's a video coming up. I also will have other videos coming up in the future when Artifacts comes out on the 25th. You know, they're going to be doing a visual update to the game, new lighting shaders and that sort of thing. There's going to be the K-13 storyline and fleet holding. There's going to be a new episode to play, and whatever else comes. So I will definitely have all of that covered after the 25th when that launches. We're not very far away from that. That's like a week and a half away. We're very, very close to that happening. So a lot of time has just been spent in the last week or two just grinding all these things because it takes time to get these marks. It takes time to get all those buffers and things you need to buy the space gear and ground gear. It takes time to actually buy all that ground gear. It just takes a lot of grinding. So in order to be able to show you more Star Trek Online videos, I've basically had to take the time away from making videos so that I can spend time actually playing the game, so that in the future I can make videos, if that makes sense. So that, combined with problems I've just had recently about deleting things that I did not plan to delete, has caused a little bit of a delay, and probably will for the next week as well. And then third, just regular work itself. I have been very busy at work, and that obviously is my priority, has to be. So this is just a hobby, so I have to, put work as a priority, and that, of course, has been just taking a lot of time as usual. So, nothing abnormal there. It's just, just a lot of work doing that. So I have to, do that and then do this when I can. So that's pretty much the reasons why there was like a five-day delay there between the last video. I think my next video is actually going to be this one. I'm going to do this one next, where I go into the Ranger class here now that I'm ready. And I'm going to make a video on this, and we're going to go do a bunch of patrols and STFs, and I'm going to show you how this Tier 5 starship actually does pretty well. It's not a Tier 6, it's just Tier 5, but when it's all geared out like I've got it now, it is a pretty good looking ship. Pretty good performing ship, I should say, for a Tier 5 ship. And a good use of ship purchase, I would say. So I want to go over all of that. So I'll probably make a video on that next. And then the next video, who knows which one that'll be. I don't know if I'll have the reputation done yet for the next one. Probably not, so I may have to do something else. But look forward to that anyway. We'll have the reputation videos. We'll have this. And then I have other ships lined up for you guys as well. So don't forget that. I will have other ship reviews coming as well. I have, on this character, I have, as you can see there at the loading screen, I have already equipped the Temporal Dreadnought Cruiser. This is the 31st Century Temporal Dreadnought Cruiser Tier 6. I did a review already on the Temporal Science ship. I'll put a link up top. You can check that review out. But I did one on the 31st Century Temporal Science ship. So this one will be next. This will be the next review. This is the Temporal Dreadnought Cruiser Tier 6 31st Century ship. And then, guess what I have after that? Why do I keep going to options? I swear. I want change character, not options. The next one I have will be on my tactical character, and you can see it right there in the loading screen. This one is, of course, the Temporal Raider Tier 6. This is the escort version of the 31st Century ships. So after the Dreadnought Cruiser, I'll do this one. And then I will have all three of the 31st Century ships covered. And then I have even more ships lined up for you guys. I've got an Iconian Dreadnought. That will be after I do these two ships here. Then I'll do the Iconian Dreadnought. After that, guess what I have? I have some Kelvin Timeline ships. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That'll come a little bit later, obviously. But I should be able to cover those by this year. Before this year ends, I will probably have those reviews up. So that should be very exciting. I got lots of good ship reviews coming. Lots of stuff I will continue to cover in Star Trek Online, but every now and then, just like this past week where I had a little bit of delay, that may happen. So just bear with me. If that happens again, there will be more videos to come. I've got lots more planned. Sometimes I get into those places where I just can't make new videos for a few days. You know how that goes. So I will try to get at least one up every week, though. I will try to get at least one up every week, at the very least. Probably more, but at least one a week. On the weekends, if nothing else. But yeah, I think that I'm going to do the Ranger class next. So that will be a very, very good review of that ship. I'm going to do a lot of combat in there and show you how awesome it is. And so I'll record that, and I'll probably have that up this weekend. So that will be the video for this weekend. Very, very good. And then after that, I don't know exactly which one will be next. It'll just, it'll just happen as I get things finished. I just have to spend some time in the game, some more time, and you keep grinding away at stuff. That's how that has to go. So that just takes time. You know how that is. And of course, I still do. I have to say this because at some point, at some random point, there will be, other than Star Trek Online games, being published on my site, because I want to do more than just this game. This game is awesome, love it, but I definitely want to do more than just Star Trek Online. I want to do a lot. I mean, Star Trek Online, I will never stop. It'll be my bread and butter for sure. But I want to add, in addition to what I do for Star Trek Online, I want to add more games. Obviously, Battlefield 1 is coming. I'm highly interested in that game. Still want to hit my Deus Ex Human Revolution that I've left off forever and feel terrible about, but nothing I can do except try to make it up to you guys. And then, of course, in the future, Mankind Divided. And who knows what other new games coming out this year that I may want to get into and put. I actually play a lot of games that I don't record. I wish I could or had the ability to actually record all that, but there are a lot of games that I get into. Sometimes I don't play them all the way through, but I kind of start and play around with. So maybe some of those games I'll get into as well. I don't know. There are definitely more games I want to do than just this game on this channel. It really comes down to time. I mean, trying to squeeze work in, making videos in Star Trek Online, playing Star Trek Online so I can make videos, and then playing games for pleasure, and then playing games to record for YouTube. Trying to squeeze all that together, there's just not enough time in the day. Boy, I wish I could do this full time, because then I could just make videos all day long, but that's obviously not a reality. So, for right now, it's just so hard to squeeze all that together. But I'm doing the best I can, and I will continue to do that. That's all I can do. So obviously things may be a little sporadic sometimes. Videos may be spread out sometimes. But just, if you can, subscribe, because then you'll get those video updates when I do publish a new one. Otherwise, just keep checking back every now and then and see if a new video's been published. Simple as that, really. That's about all I can do for now. Well, everybody, it is late, early, I don't know. I didn't sleep last night. It's 3:48 p.m. I didn't go to sleep last night. I actually stayed up playing another game that I have to do, and I had to get through and find out all kinds of information about on that game, and I actually spent all night doing that. And so I haven't slept. I ate breakfast. I have a Starbucks in front of me. I ate breakfast, and I guess it's time for lunch since it's almost 4 p.m. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should take a shower too. That might be a good thing. A shower and a bathroom break. That sounds like a really good idea right now. I go a little bonkers sometimes. These hours that I work and do things, well, the longer I stay up without sleep, the crazier I get. Oh boy. I've actually spent some time also remaking all those screenshots that I've had to make. You'll notice some of them are up now. The news update, the captain's log. I went back and actually remade the 23rd century Starfleet screenshots and redid them. I think they're better now to represent what was actually being played there. And I don't know. I'm just got to keep making things that I accidentally deleted. Oh, what fun! What fun! Well, everybody, thank you for watching this video. If you're still around uh, at this point of this rambling mess of words and conscious thought, well, all I can say is kudos to you because, wow, just wow. Thank you for watching, everybody, and stay tuned for the next one.